परों को खोल जमाना उड़ान देखता है, जमीन पे बैठ के क्या आसमान देखता है। Good morning all of you. This is Gunjan Krishnan in front of you, and I am welcome to all of you from the side of DIIT British English. As you all know that DIIT British English announced for a speech competition every month. Like the every month, DIIT British English also announced a speech competition for this month, and you all are the participants of the semi-finale round. So, first of all, I am wishing you best of luck for your speech competition. And before starting the session, as your anchor, as your brother, as your friend, I just want to give some suggestion to all of you. And this is that, friends, today is the day to show up your confidence, your knowledge, and what you achieve in DIIT and the other sector. You all have to show yourself that you all are the rising star of DIIT as well as this country. So, friends, please try to give best to yourself. And before starting the session, I want to call a person. You all know that person, and the identity of that person is that he has spent there lots of the times in the field of education. He has spent their times for the development of our country, for the development of career of the student. The person who is working more than 12 hours for the development of students. And the motto of that person is one and only one: be educated to our society, do something for our country, do something for that students. They just think that they cannot do anything in their life. So I want to call the mentor of DIIT. I want to call the throne of this institution. I want to call Sanjeev sir. So please clap to your hand for the Sanjeev sir.
Good morning everyone, and I wish you a best of luck to you all. And you know very well that today we have a semi-final round of a speech competition. And first of all, I would like to congratulate you all that out of 175 students, you all are the part of a semi-finale. And you know very well that when we talk about a speech competition, then at DIIT British English it becomes very tough. And just because of your passion, just because of competition, just because of each and everything. And what do we get? You also know. The main thing is that from this platform we get confidence level so that we can just talk with anyone. Because a person come here to speak English, to improve their self, and after that to get confidence level so that they can just talk with anyone. If they are going to talk with anyone, they would not have to face any kind of problem. And one thing is very important, that competition is the way by which we can just know and we can just assess ourselves that what is my condition, where am I lacking and where am I not lacking. But one thing I must tell you, that whenever we become the part of a competition, of any competition, the main motto is that I have to get number. And when we talk about number, when we talk about marks, then it is very important that we have to focus on that area where we can get marks. And what happens, most of the students, when they just speak, they just forget each and everything, and they just forget that from where I have to get marks or not. But I would like to tell you that as we drive or drive a bike or drive a car, you can say that, or riding bikes, then what do? We just look each and everything. We are conscious about each and everything, that where is gear, where is accelerator, where is brake, whether I have to look left and right or not, or front and back side or not. As like, because why do we do like that? So that any accident will not occur. as we all know that this has become one of the biggest, it is increasing day by day nowadays, you can say like that. So like that, a good person, a good speaker is that a speaker who is just looking after each and everything, and the things which is told by that person should be implemented by that person who are just listening them. So this is very important, that while you are just speaking in front of you, in front of the audience, then you have to look each and everything, like your eye contact is up to the mark or not. Number two is that your voice should be up to the mark or not, because your voice also plays an important role. If you are speaking and your audience are not able to listen, then what will be the benefit of that speech? So you have to make sure with your voice also, that your voice is matching with all or meeting with all or not. Next one is that your hand movement, which is also playing an important role. As like that, if your hand is moving, it shows that how much you are confident, and your hand movement will show like that, because these body language are seen while you are just going in MNC's company, while you are just talking with someone, while you are on high position. At that point of time, these all things are seen. Yesterday, suddenly I was just watching play on KBC, and when I saw Amitabh Bachchan that he was running on the stage, and he was just not walking, he was just running. I saw that at this age, how this man is very active. So like that, we should also be like active, and we should also just perform well. And one thing I must tell you, that please, while you are speaking, you have to focus on each and every area, so that you can just improve yourself, and you can just find out where is your lackness, so that you can just come out from that problem. Another thing is that today's topic is poverty. So whenever we are just going to talk about poverty, I have just given a description also about poverty with data also. As we all know that India is the second most populated country in the world after China, and it is the seventh largest country in the world. But if we talk about poverty, that India is on the top, and we are facing lots of problems, where more than 50% people are below the poverty line, and they are facing problems, and they have lots of problems. So while you are just speaking, just speak about first of all what introduction part of poverty. After that, if you have any figure and facts, if you have any data, then speak about that data, that figure and facts, and then you just go with that. What are the reasons behind it? Why is this problem increasing day by day? Just go with only 1 and 2 points, because if you are going to go with lots of points, then you will not get too much time to speak on that, because your time of duration is only 3 minutes, and you know very well that, as I did in general now, that you will not get more than 3 minutes to speak. So it is very important that whatever you are going to speak, you have to speak in all things in 3 minutes. 2 minutes you will get about content part, and after that 1 minute you will get for you can say that content conclusion part. So this is very important, that while you are just delivering your speech, you have to just focus on each and every area, so that you can just do like that, and you can just perform like that. And it is very important that you have to speak. So mainly you have to just focus on 3 or 4 areas, like introduction part. After that you have to go with reasons behind it. Then after consequences, and is there any solution. So as on the part of conclusion, you have to just speak on that. So I hope that you all are just going to perform well, and you all will just perform well. I am 100% sure. So one thing I must tell you, that please focus on each and every area and just speak, and don't forget that from where you are going to get marks. So thank you everyone. Thank you.
So thank you, sir, to giving your suggestion. And now I want to call our guest, and he is also a student of DIIT, and he just want to share their views, their experience in DIIT, and he just want to suggest you something. So please clapping for Mr. Pankaj.
Good morning, dear friends. Myself, Pankaj Kumar. I am standing before you in DIIT. I am working. I am a working person, and starting starting my some with my career, and I am creating my some time for my self improvement. So I am standing here, and I would like to say that no one has. I would like to say that no one has any chances to study after in job. Yeah, you can say after placement, after family. Sorry. Much of people haven't time to study in the job, in the term of job. So they also are trying to they also trying to work. They also trying to improve his career, but they haven't time to improvement. So they are only going on working early morning, wake up early morning and go ready and go on the job, and at evening return after returning back at evening they will fully harass and go to sleep. That is a work life. But after meeting of Sandeep sir, after meeting of Sandeep sir, I got some ideas. They say me that you can do anything if you want. So my morning routine was I am getting up 8 o'clock every day. But now I am getting up 6 o'clock and make my lunch box for self making my lunch. And after that I am here to join 7:30. And after 7:30, after class I have go my on duty 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So after return that again I have to make my food, and after that some time for study, some time for rest. All that you have the choice. If you study, yeah, if you sleep, if you hard work, or if you enjoy your life, that is all are your choice. No one can force you to study, and yeah, no one can force you to improve yourself. It's all dependent on you. But teachers also teachers must be need in our life, who will guide you, who will support you, who will encourage you. But if you want to improve, then you have to go with the path of guiding of any teachers. So I am very thankful to Sanjit sir, who is giving me some time and some ideas, and recently I am standing in here and improving myself day by day. Thank you.
Thank you for giving your suggestion. And now it is time to call the participants. And friends, I am going to call a girl who is not only beautiful from the face, but also she is beautiful from their nature also. And I think you all know that her because she is also participates in the previous speech competition, and she is also the winner of the our speech competition. So it is. So please clapping for Miss Rakhi.
So, respected and my audience, good morning to all of you. A girl who is standing behind this podium, this is Ms. Shaki Kumari from 10:30 AM. Today, I am very happy because I am going to say something about that topic which is very rare in India, and that is very severe in India. That is poverty. So, friends, what I am going to speak about, listen carefully, and thank you, sir, who has given me this golden opportunity to speak something about this fantastic topic for a semi-final. So, I am starting my speech. As we all know that India is a developing country and India is a democratic country. But where we talk about of India as a developing country, here the biggest problem where we can take it, that is the poverty. So here question is that what is the reason behind the poverty and what is the reason? So I think that in my eyes, it is important cause and the biggest reason behind it in India, that is the poor agriculture, and there the gap between the poor and rich, growing population and the old custom. These are the major problem in India. But here I am talking about of agriculture. So they are the last section of the people who are engaged in agriculture. But that activity pay in a less comparison to their work done by the employees. Now secondly, I am taking a problem, that is population. I think that the biggest problem of poverty, that is population. If the population will be high, then definitely poverty level will be high. So we should maintain our population, because population not only give us poverty, it is also give us lots of things like poor health facilities, like their unemployment things, illiteracy. There are the lots of things which is happening with only population. So we should maintain population, and in this era we can see that the poor become poor and the richer become richer. So what is the reason behind it? Because of population. So if when we will maintain our population, then definitely we can see that our poverty level will be decreased. So if I am talking about of the India, there are the 77% of families who have no any income resources. So if lastly I would like to say that where we talk about of India is developing, economy is developing. So here a question is that poverty. So if we really want to decrease our poverty level, so we should maintain the law of the population, because government also provides a lots of schemes, lots of programs to decrease our poverty level. But what is happening, because we are not aware. If we will aware, then definitely we can do. We have money, we have a food, so we should give it to that people who have a need. So if we will do it, that sort of thing, so we can see that India will be developed, because we cannot see that nowadays India is developing, because if there are the lots of people who have poor, who have no any food, who have no any facilities to get education. So if really want, so firstly we should aware and we do help to that type of people, because only not government provide lots of things. We want to develop our country, so we should persist it, then we can do, and we if there are line, we can say that if upper of that line we can reach that person is this, and if below on that line we can say that is poverty level. So that's all about of my point of view. Thank you for listening.
ये घड़ी की टिक टिक भी बड़ी अजीब है, न खुद टिकती है न गैरों को टिकने देती. So thank you, Rafi, to giving your point, and you have spoken very well. So now it is time to call the next girl. And before the calling, I want to say something about her. She is the very talented girl, and she is from the advanced batch. And she has a talent to speak on any topic, and any topic on the more than 24 hours. She is a very fluent speaker. So please clapping for Miss Amisha.
A very charming and splendid good morning to our respected sir and my dear friends. A very charming morning to all of you. A girl who is standing behind this podium. This is Miss Amisha from 30 AM batch. And friend, today's topic is very interesting. That is poverty in India. And first of all, we have to know the meaning of poverty. Poverty is about not having enough money to fulfill our basic needs. That include food, clothes, and settler. And second thing is that the World Bank organization describe the meaning of poverty. Poverty is a hunger. Now comes to our topic, that is poverty in India. Poverty in India, most of the people suffering from poverty, they cannot afford the pay to food to eat, and they are sleeping in a roadside, and they have no clothes to wear, and they are wearing old and dirty clothes. And in India, most of the people are poverty because of the population. Our population is around 140 crore, and the poverty rate is 87 million, and they First of all, we have to know the meaning of poverty. Poverty is about not having enough money to live a life, and it includes food and settler. And the second thing is that the definition of the World Bank organization, he defined the population is the poverty is a hunger, and poverty is not to complete settler. And the now comes to our topic is poverty in India. In India, most of the people have not proper way to living, and they have not settlers to living, and they are just sleeping in the roadside, and they don't have food to eat. And I can't.
So, I think you all have understand that what is the need of a speech competition. Before some days I am talking to sir, and in that of the time I have asked, sir, you are a teacher and the work of teacher is only teaching. Then why are you doing these all types of things? Why are you working more and more? Because there is a time to teach, and after that, why are you taking more stress, more tension for students? Then he had given me a one statement, and that statement was such a marvelous statement. He had spoken that कि हमें उस घर में चिराग जलाना है जहाँ सदियों से अंधेरा है. So the main motto of a speech competition is that we just want to improve your confidence. We just want, because many of the times it happens when we talking with our friends, when we talking with our families, in that of the time we feel very comfortable. But when we have to represent our views in any platform, in that of the time we started to feeling a lots of confusion. The main motto of this speech competition is that because we want to make you the confident. So you can be confident in any place, any platform. This is the main motto of the DIIT British English. And I just want to suggest to all of you, if your speech is going something bad, and if something is missing in your speech, so don't be more upset. Because sometimes in our life, mistakes is very necessary. Because when we do mistakes, it gives us some teachings. Where I have done mistakes, and after that we have to learn these mistakes, and we have tried to do something better for this. So I just want to say you a quotation for this. कि वक्त की लज्जत को यूं न मरहूम कर, रास्ते के पत्थर से खैरियत मालूम कर. ये वक्त की लज्जत को यूं न मरहूम कर, रास्ते के पत्थर से खैरियत मालूम कर और अपने टूट के बिखरे हुए तलवार के टुकड़े उठा और अपने हार जाने का सबब मालूम कर। If some mistakes is happened to you, then you have to dedicated for this, that after 2 days you will not do these types of mistake in your life. Because if we mistakes is our the good teacher, good guider. When we do mistakes, we got chance to do something better in our life. So thank you, Amisha, you have spoken very well. And now it is chance to call the next speaker. And she is from the 430 batch, and she is a very good speaker, as well as she is a very fluent speaker. Especially I want to inform the 1030 batch, because many of the times it happens if we are senior, we taking all of the thing very easy and very easily. We just think that these all are the junior to us, but in that of the time you have a conflict. Your competition is the very good and a very talented student. So you all have to be careful. And now it is chance to call the Sakshi Mishra from 430 batch. Please put your hands together for Sakshi Mishra.
Very charming and splendid good morning to our respected sir and my dear friend. Well, the person who is standing over here before you is Sakshi Mishra. As we all know that today is semi-final and my topic is poverty in India. So whatever I am going to speak, please try to listen carefully. Poverty refers to a situation in which a person remains underprivileged from the basic necessity of life. In addition, the person who does not have inadequate supply of food, shelter and clothes. In India, most of the persons who are suffering from poverty, they cannot afford a single day of meal. Also, they sleep on the roadside, wear dirty and old clothes. In addition, they do not get proper, healthy and nutritious food, neither medicine nor any other necessary things. The rate of poverty in India is increasing because of increase of the urban population. Most importantly, around crore of urban people below to the poverty line, and many of the people are on the borderline of poverty. Furthermore, there are many reasons that we can say that the main cause of poverty in India. These causes includes corruption, overpopulation, poor agriculture, illiteracy, unemployment, the wide gap of rich and poor, old customs, and few more things. If I am talking about how to solve this problem of poverty in India, because it is very necessary for us to act quickly and correctly. So some of the ways to solve this problem of poverty, that are help to provide proper facility to a farmer so that they can make agriculture proper, and also illiterate people should given required training so that they can live a better life. To check the rising population, and family planning should be followed. Besides, measures should be taken to end the corruption so that we can deal with a wide gap between rich and poor. Lastly, I conclude my speech. Poverty is not a problem of a person, but of the whole nation. Also, it should be dealt with an urgent basis by implementation of effective measures. Eradication of poverty has become the sustainable and inclusive growth of people, society, country, and economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi, for delivering your speech, and you have spoken very well. Before her spoken, I have already spoken that you all have to be careful because this speech competition is going to very fast for you because all participants are very knowledgeable and very talented. So you all have to be careful. And now it is chance to call the next girl, and she is from the 10:30 batch. She is a very good speaker and she is a very talented. So please clapping for Miss Sneha.
Good morning to all of you. A girl who is standing here and today this is Sneha Singh from 7:30 AM batch. Today all we know that today is spoken session, speech session, and our sir has given me a very interesting topic and very important topic of poverty in India. We all know that India is a very developing and increasing day by day in any sector, but one of the both times we face lots of problems. In one of them, poverty. Poverty is a very big problem. Poverty is not a low bank balance and not a essential money for his need. Poverty is the matter of the person is not capable for food and many more works and essential and lack of education. That's a situation called poverty. Some people are poverty by his own thoughts and some people are poverty by his situation. If a person is capable, if his proper healthy, if a person has laborious, then the situation cannot be situation cannot be look like a person's feeble in any sectors and the person not poorless in his future, because the passion is very essential for in any person's life, because a person have passion to do anything. That situations person does not matter what's their situation. They can achieve anything in his life. I think that poverty is the main cause. If poverty is increasing day by day, by overpopulation, unemployment, and educations are lost. Many things who are doom of our country and nation. If our youth are not too much educated, then how can be increasing our and developing our nation in any sector? Because our youth are our future, and if our youth are not too much educated, because education to give us manners, spending teaches us how can we survive in life and future. If our youth not teaches well and not be educated, then they not think about this, what's the manners, what's the laborious, and what do his in his future. If a person, I see that go out for in road, then I see that lots of poor people wanted here and there and collecting garbage and waste product in roadside and living in house, making a tambu house and live in roadside. They are and also in wear dirty clothes and also live in dirty palace. They are increasing lots of problems and diseases in our country. People think that the persons are live in dirty palaces. They are facing of disease in that. They don't think that if poor persons are facing a disease, then the disease improving and connect with each other. Next time we should have control the focus in this problem. Lastly, I want to say that I want to take a beautiful sari in front of you. जो हो क्या उसे सोचा नहीं करते, जो हो क्या उन्हें सोचा नहीं करते, जो मिल गया उसे खोया नहीं करते, सफलता भी उन्हें हासिल होती है जो वक्त और हालात पर रोया नहीं करते. If a person has have passion to anything, the person has not a poor in his life, because the situation is not matter what their situation. If a person have passion to do anything, then person achieve anything in his life and future. We all that is finally that's thank you.
Thank you, Sneha, for delivering your speech. And now it is time to call the next speaker. And he is the very good speaker. And he have a talent to speak more than 24 hours on the podium. So please clapping for Mr. Aryan Ji from 7th.
So respected teacher and all my dear friends, a very good morning to all of you. I am Arjit Patel from 7:30 AM. And today has a semi-finale round and we have a topic that is poverty in India. So first of all, what is poverty? Poverty is a state or condition in which a person or a community suffers from financial resources and essentials for a minimum standard of living like food and shelter. There are many poor people live in India as we all know, and the poverty rate is increasing day by day. But no one takes any responsibility on this particular situation. Poverty has many faces, changing from place to place and across time, and has described in many ways. Poverty is a call to action taken by Indian peoples, and if we do something for poor people, then definitely they have adequate food, shelter, and clothes. Bihar, Jharkhand, and UP are the poorest states in India, not only financially, but it affects on economic and social aspects. But in other ways, poverty is not always looks real, because we can see that many of the people have adequate money, but they don't show that they don't have money. So let's we talk about what the reason behind poverty in India. So the first reason is that lack of education. So persons who are not literate cannot able to do something for the betterment of their life. Second reason is that unemployment. With the increase of population, it is very tough to get jobs. With no job and no means of income, they do many crimes for easy money. Third reason is that dependency. We can see that many of the poor people depends on others, and we do not want to do anything for the approval of their life. So let's we talk about what the prevention taken for poverty. So the first reason is that quality education. If we improve our quality and if the poor people want to do something for the betterment of their life, they must read and study. The second reason is that government action. If the government should supply sufficient basic needs, then definitely the poverty rate is decreasing. Third reason is that change their mindset. If the poor people change their mindset, they definitely do something for the betterment of their life, like rickshaw pulling and labor work. So lastly, I would like to conclude my speech, and I would like to say that poverty is a very serious problem in our India, and we should also be responsible for it. We will wish that poverty rate must be decreased in future, because poverty is not a thank you.
So guys, please be careful, because it is the chance to call the next speaker. And his identity is that when you take their name, automatically a patriotic feelings comes in your mind. And he is the not only good speaker, but also he is a kind, he is a good-hearted, and he is also a collection of data. And as I know that his speech is also different from the others, because his all point is related from the facts, and the quality is the up to the mark. I think you all have understand which person I am going to call. So please put your hand together for Mr. Rupesh Bharti.
Good morning, friends. Today I have got a chance to speak over here. But before going ahead, I would like to thank my dear sir for this golden opportunity. Today is the speech competition of semi-final rounds, and topic is that the poverty of India. Poverty. If someone is poor, he is poor just because of himself. They have lots of laziness. Now I am talking about the poverty. Poverty will call that they are not able to fulfill on the basic needs, just like a food, cloth, shelter, and education and health facility. Just because of they have not enough money. All we know that in India, every day the population of increasing and poverty due to lack of natural resources. If you are talking about in rural area, most of the people are not able to educated and unemployed. They are increasing the population day by day. Just because of they have no home, they are homeless and they have no home and they sleep on the footpaths. That is the biggest problem of our country. Poverty is not a problem of one and two people. It's a problem of few worlds. It is a global problem of our country. It can be said that if you are educated, then poverty is also removed of our country. Now I am talking about what is the cause of poverty. If someone is poor, he is poor just because of himself. In India, our country is independence of economical resource is very down. If you are talking about cause of poverty, the lack of education, high level and economical resource, poor states and agriculture, low incomes and high illiteracy rates. Now I am talking about there are two types of poverty. First, absolute poverty and relative poverty. Absolute poverty, those poverty who are not people on the basic needs, and relative poverty, those poverty who are not the person who live in the same society, but as compared to others, they are not. They are very poor. Lastly, I conclude in my speech. If you really want to remove the poverty of our countries, so take the decision of focus. We need to focus on education to remove from poverty our country. If you focus on the health structures, increasing small industries and business, provide youth and upgrade infrastructure. And lastly, the important thing is that control the population. जिंदगी का मोल तब जान लिया जब भूख ने दौलत के बीच रोटी को पहचान लिया. Thank you. Have a nice day.
So thank you, Rupesh. You have spoken very marvelous, and your speech is up to the mark. And I will pray that you will also speak on the grand finale. And friends, it is really a fact that poverty is the really a biggest problem of our country. And for the speech of Mr. Rupesh Bharti, I have just remembered a line of Nagarjun that न बिस्तरा है न चारपाई है, जिंदगी भी हमने क्या खूब पाई. And this is the reality of the crores of the people who is living in our country, who is born on the footpath, and they just spend their whole life on the near footpath. So now it is time to call the next speaker. And she is a very good speaker, as well as she is a very good heart, and she is a very talented, and she has the ability to speak more and more on any topic. So please put your hand together for Najia Siddiqui.
Respected sir and all my dear friends, good morning to all of you. This is Ms. Nazia Siddiqui from 430 Batch Friends. Today I'm very happy. I have got an opportunity to speak something about poverty in India. So please listen carefully. Poverty refers to a situation in which a person remains underprivileged from the basic necessities of life. In addition, the people does not have an adequate of food, shelter, and cloth. In India, most of the people who are suffering from poverty, does not cannot afford to pay for a single meal of a day. Also sleep on roadside and wear dirty old clothes. People, in addition, they do not get proper nutritional food and other necessary things. If I talk about the cause of poverty, there are many reasons that we can say that there are many reasons that we can say that the major cause of poverty in illiteracy, unemployment, the wide gap of rich and poor, and also a large section of the people are engaged with agriculture activity, but the agriculture pay very less in the employment of workers. If I talk about the effect of poverty, it has various effect of poverty in India. The major effect that include unemployment, illiteracy, child labor, and poor hygiene and poor housing. These are solved. Lastly, I would like to conclude my speech. Poverty is not the problem of a person. Poverty is not the problem of a person. While the nation. Poverty it should be dealt with of an urgent basis by implementation of effective measures. In addition, it is completed by economy, culture, and society. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia, for your wonderful speech. And now it is time to call next speaker. And the identity of that speaker, I just want to say that कि हमारी पहचान ये है कि हम रास्ते नहीं ढूंढते, हम चलते जाते हैं और रास्ता बन जाती है. She is a very good speaker and she is very talented and she is from the 1030 batch. So please put your hand together for Srishti.
Very charming and splendid. Good morning to all of you. A girl who is standing behind this podium. This is Srishti from the 1030 AM batch. So today we all are gathered here for the semi-finale round, and firstly I like to thank to pay our sir who has given me this opportunity to participate in this round. So our topic is related with India, that is poverty in India. So whatever I am going to speak about this topic, please try to listen and cooperate with me. So firstly I like to tell you the meaning of poverty. So poverty is a situation in which a person who is unable to get a proper education, proper food, basically they are basic needs of the life. And if I talk about the poverty in India, so as we all know that India has the largest number of the poor people are living in it, and India is the second largest populated country in this world, with the currently population is 1.40 crore, and more than 50% of the total populated they are living below the poverty line, and they are unable to get basic needs of the life. And what are the reasons behind it? Why the poverty is increasing day by day in India? So there are a huge number of reasons. The first one is that unemployment, the lack of education, illiteracy rate, corruption, and the gender inequality. So here I am talking about the reasons. The first one is that unemployment. So in India there are so many people who are jobless, who are not able to sustain their life and their families, and here most of the unskilled and skilled person are unemployed. Here most of the educated and uneducated person are unemployed. So and India is the highest number of unemployed people compared to the other countries, and unemployment is just the reflection of the poverty which is increasing day by day in country. And the second one is that the lack of education. In India, so many childs who are not getting the proper education because of their parents are not able to pay their fees of the schools, and because of this child labor is also increasing. They are doing child labor because the lack of money. And if I talk about the side effects of the poverty in country, so the first one is that because of child labor is increasing, crime is increasing day by day in our India, terrorism is increasing day by day, and this what is the solution that how can we reduce the poverty in our country? So the first one is that we need to control the population of the country. And now I'm concluding my speech by saying that if we want to reduce the poverty in country, so the government and the people should take a step together, and we need to, and the corruption should be ended all over the world. And by all these implementing these things, we can reduce the poverty in our country. And it is said that if the poverty of India will reduce, the country will be able to live a happy life. And thank you, Christians.
So thank you, Srishti, for taking your point. And now it is time to call the next speaker. And he is a very talented guy, very hardworking. So please put your hand together for Shiva Prakash.
Hey everyone, this is Shivam standing before you to give out my views regarding the topic poverty in India. First of all, I am thankful to our respected sir who has given me chance to speak about this topic. First of all, I will speak what is poverty actually. It is in our country, poverty is that value standard which has been created by the society that if you are able to fulfill the need of, you are able to fulfill the needs and fulfilling the criteria of those things, then you are not poor, and if you are not, then you are poor. As per our country, a person who is earning $10 a day is considered to be less than $10 a day is considered to be poor. But as per I think $2 or $3 are almost enough for our well-being and well-nourishment. But if I say about the history of poverty, history of human beings, then living in cave was a luxury, and a person who was able to cover his body and get the food on time was the happiest person on earth. The poverty we are seeing is actually all that thing which has been created by our society. Nowadays, everyone is saying that boys and girls are sleeping, boys and women are sleeping beside the roads because of poverty and conditioning of our country. I don't think this is the actual reason behind that. The actual reason is our determination towards doing anything. If we are not determined and we are not excited, we are not capable to take decisions, then we are poor. And if we can do so, then we will not be poor anymore in our whole life. Overall, lastly, I want to say that as an individual, poverty, the solution to poverty is that if you, that's okay.
Thank you, Shivam. You have spoken very well. And now it is chance to call a girl who is very good speaker, and she belongs from the 730 batch. So please clapping for Janvi.
Respected sir and my dear friends, good morning to all of you. Today I have got an opportunity to speak something about poverty in India. So friends, what I am going to speak, you listen carefully. In India, poverty is the biggest problem. But what is poverty? Poverty is that who people are not able to fulfill their basic needs. It's called poverty. In India, many people are suffer from poverty because of lack of money most of parents are not able to fulfill their children's fee, and their children are go on government school. And nowadays in government school, teachers are not essential for study. And that's why their children are not getting good knowledge. Because of poverty, crime is also increased day by day. The causes of poverty. The cause of poverty are hunger, malnutrition, and stunning. The poor health system, especially for mother and children. Climate changes, conflict, and poor person work and infrastructure. How can we stop poverty? Educated children, because education is one of the best solution of poverty. Prevent child marriage, provide clean water, ensure basic health care. Lastly, I want to say some line. स्वदेशी का लो संकल्प, स्वदेशी का लो संकल्प, देश में गरीबी हटाने का यही है विकल्प. Lastly, I want to conclude my speech. Poverty is not a problem of people, but the whole nation. Thank you.
So now it is chance to call the next speaker. And he is a very hard-working boy, very laborious, very talented, and as well as he is the collection of all data, and his speech is full of the quotation and the marvelous line. And the identity of this boy is just that he is only looking like the flower, but when we talking about the actual, he is the just like the fire. So I just want to call the fire of DIIT, Mr. Prince Shiva. So please clapping for Mr. Prince Shiva.
Thank you, Mr. Gunjan Bhaiya. India is a creator of human speech, the birthplace of human rights, mother of history, grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of the tradition. Yes, my dear friends, good morning, all of you. We gather here on the occasion of semi-finale round, and our topic is poverty. Before we talk about poverty, we know about poverty. Poverty is that thing that an individual deprived from clothes, shelter, and food, including economic. Due to poverty, most of the people and persons of our country don't take 2 times meals in a day. It is said that like यो राम की खीर भी खाता है, वो रहीम की खिचड़ी भी खाता है, वो भूखा है जनाब, वो तो मजहब को नहीं जानता है. The main reason of poverty in our country is overpopulation, corruption, and political instability. The also main reason of this is because in our country most of the people belong from agriculture area, and due to this we know that most of the seasonally crops are grown, and that's why our country suffer from always drought and rain, and due to this our farmers don't get good types of crops in a good time, and that's why also our country facing this type of problem. Due to our country also facing the problem of poverty, that's why most of the young children are sending to the jobs in a very little age, and that's why they lead the many types of diseases like malnutrition and many things. So how can we eradicate poverty from our country? Our government should take an action towards to provide good education facility as well as also provide the medical infrastructure. That's why our country can't lead the problem of poverty. We know that in our country the skilled people are not the higher level of our country. Due to this, we have seen that it is said that right कि जब तक हमारे देश में अशिक्षित वर्ग सबसे ऊपर रहेंगे तब तक हमारे देश में शर्मा जी की दुकान पर छोटू शर्मा जी की चाय की दुकान पर काम करने वाला छोटू गरीबी में पैदा होकर गरीबी में ही मर जाएगा। Lastly, I want to conclude my speech that our government should aware the people about overpopulation and set up maintaining the family planning. I end up my speech not last but at least कि ना वो मंदिर को जानते हैं ना वो मस्जिद को जानते हैं, जनाब वो पेट के भूखे हैं, वो तो सिर्फ भोजन के निवालों को जानते हैं। थैंक्स एंड हैव अ नाइस डे।
So thank you, Prince, for taking your point, and you have spoken very well, and your all points are up to the mark. So now it is time to call the next speaker, and she is from the 7:30 batch. So please clapping for Miss Puspanjali. So I think Saloni is not present in the classroom. Okay. So please clapping for Miss Saloni.
A very, very charming and splendid good morning to our respected sir, seniors, and my all dear friends. Firstly, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity, and it's my pleasure to speak something about poverty. We all know that India has been facing many problems. Poverty is one of the biggest problems. Poverty is three types. First poverty means when a person not fulfill their needs like shelter, clothing, food, etc. And second poverty means thinking. I give an example. If a rickshaw wala pulling a rickshaw, they earn 300 rupees every day. They never think that to earn more rupees. They are happy in 300 rupees. If we talk about rich people, they earn 4,000 rupees. They always think that to earn more rupees. That's why rich people will be a rich and poor people will be a poor. And third poverty means condition. In a family getting 10,000 salary, one family member suffering from cancer, all money invest in their details. They not fulfill their needs. That's each condition of poverty. If I am talking about what are the reasons, there are two reasons. First, government. Government provides many schemes, but poor people don't know about their schemes, and rich people gets benefit. That is a problem. And second problem is education. Education is very important for us. We all know that if we are educated, we do any types of job and earn some money. Lastly, I want to say that poverty is not just a human problem, it is our national problem. Solution is that unemployment will give to proper employment and education and provide education to proper education to children. And we see that many rich people have lots of money. They waste money for luxury lives, and we see that rich people waste food. And control in these types of things. I want to say one line to poverty. फेंक रहे हो खाना क्योंकि रोटी थोड़ी सूखी है, फेंक रहे हो खाना क्योंकि रोटी थोड़ी सूखी है, इज्जत से फेंकना साहब, मेरी बेटी कल से भूखी है। थैंक्स फॉर गिविंग मी अ वैल्यूएबल टाइम एंड
So thank you for taking your point. And now it is time to call the next speaker. She is the very good speaker, as well as she is the full of the collection of data. I can say that I am the biggest fan of her speech because when she is speaking, his all points are related to the fact and his all points are up to the mark. So please clapping for Miss Pragya.
A very warm greeting for a very warm morning to respected teacher, anchor and all my dear friends. I am Pragya standing behind this podium because we all know that today is the semi-final round of our speech competition and we have very important topic, that is poverty in India. So guys, what I am going to speak about it, please try to listen me carefully. Firstly, poverty means a situation in which people are not able to get proper shelter, food and also drinkable water. And a new list of poverty provides some new things that are education, healthcare, and also sanitization. Inability to fulfill these things are called poverty. If we talk about the poverty, causes of poverty in India, then we should know about the history about the poverty. What is poverty means in our country? Then we, after getting independence in year 1947, our country has seen a very large increasement in the field of poverty because the fact is that after the independence, rich becomes richer and poor becomes poorer. The fact is that two-thirds of the population of our country living under the poverty rate, and 68.8% population of our country live their livelihood under the expense of $2 per day, and 30% population live their livelihood under the expense of $1.25 per day. If we talk about the causes, then there are the number of causes of the poverty in our country. And the first one is largest population of our country. Second one is illiteracy. Third one is gender inequalities and the social factors. If we talk about the largest population, then we should know that our country is very high, having very high population. That's why unemployment, illiteracy, lackness of healthcare comes in our country. According to the data of World Bank, our country's poverty rate decreases between 2011 to 2019 by 12.3%, because in 2011 our poverty rate of our country was 22.3%, but in 2019 we saw the poverty rate of our country decreases and become 10.3%. And this is the very big achievement for our government. Our government done many things for the improvement in the field of poverty. Like they started FHFI mission in 2011, Safe Food mission in 2013, and there are the number of the things. And in my conclusion, I want to say that poverty is one of the biggest problems in the world as well as our country, and we have to know about that. The poverty is not a problem of a single person or a single group of persons. That's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pragya, for taking your speech. And I have already spoken that she is the totally collection of data, and you all can understand that because her all points are up to the mark and related to the fact. So guys, now it is time to call the next speaker, and I want to call Akif Siddiqui from Sept'22.
Good morning to all of you. My name is Akif Siddiqui. Today, sir, given to golden opportunity to speak about poverty. First of all, what poverty is defined to be food, clothing, medicine, and education, and the lack of the human right. Okay, what is the reason of behind poverty? There are many reasons of behind poverty. Is population increasing day by day, corruption and weak of agriculture and lack of education, literacy and many more in India. And in India, larger population are fully depend on agriculture, which is very poor, and this is the main cause of poverty and poverty. And in India, growing population is also cause of poverty, because if population are increasing, then automatically we need food are also more, means more population means more food, more money, more needs. Okay, and what is how to decrease poverty in India? So first of all, in addition to making profitable farmer get a good necessity and good facility for good farming. In India, lots of people are uneducated. People who are uneducated, the government should need to given a good training for a betterment of life. And third is people have followed family planning, and fourth is children are go to school and get full education, because if we are not educated, then our children are the future of our country. If children are not educated, then how we develop our country? We can see that other country like Australia, Russia, their people are fully educated. Means more educated person are in India, then automatically decrease poverty in India. Lastly, I would like to say that poverty is not a problem of human being. This is a problem of whole nation. And thank you for listening to this, and best of luck all who are come to today's seminar. Thank you.
वो पूछते हैं हमसे कि कौन है गालिब, वो पूछते हैं हमसे कि कौन है गालिब, आप ही बताए कि हम बतलाए क्या. I have spoken this because I am going to call the next speaker, and the next speaker is that who have no need of the any types of introduction, because his struggle in the DIIT British English is very far. There was a time when he was the third prize winner of the DIIT British English. Then after that, a time will come and he become the second prize winner of the DIIT British English. But his struggle is not stopped at that point. The next time will also come and he become the first prize winner of DIIT British English. And now it is his fourth speech competition, and we all have a hope also to him. I think you all have understand which person I am going to call. So please clapping for your big hand for Mr. Vipul.
So, very good morning to you all, respected sir and all my dear friends. This is Vipul, and thank you, Mr. Gunjan, for calling me. And today we have I welcome you all in general semi-final round. And today we have a very diverse topic, that is poverty. And this is very, we can say that severe issue of our country. So, firstly, poverty is not just a problem of the India, it is a problem of whole world. And it is due to poverty, millions of people in India is affected. And if we talk about the globe across the country, outside the country, there are billions of people who are affected by the poverty. So what is the poverty means? That poverty means that deprivation of some basic necessity, basic necessity like lack of safe drinking water, lack of education, lack of illiteracy rate. It is also the situation their parents are not able to send their children at the schools. It is also the situation where the sick is not afforded treatment. It is also the situation there that people want to do something but they don't want to do they don't able to do due to the some social things. So there is a report that is published by DIIT. That is a organization that is working under the central government. He stated that there are 25% of people who are poor, and every 4% of its population is under the poverty line. So it is just a, we can say that very major things. What are the reason behind this? The reason behind this is the unemployment is also because of poverty. Just excessive population is also the reasons. Another reason is that low level of development in historical periods. These are the reasons that poverty exists in our country. So lastly, I want to just conclude that after independence, the government of India has taken so many steps. They have been taken like a subsidizing foods through ration card. They are just promoting agriculture. They are just promoting small industries. They are also giving loan at the low cost. And there are so many schemes that has been initiated by government after the independence. The one of the scheme that you know about the Manrega, where people got 100 days work. Apart from this National Rural Livelihood Program, apart from this Jan Dhan Yojana, where government give 1.5 lakh to the people for housing. So these are the things that has government initiated. So and government is also making effort to just decrease the poverty. That's all about me on the poverty. That's
so thank you, Vipul, for taking your point, and you have spoken very well. And we are also hopeful to you. We can say that I am very hopeful for 10:30 batch, because your competition is going to very vast for you. And now it is time to call the next speaker. She is the very talented girl, and she has the ability to speak more and more on any topic without preparation. So please clapping for Sifa Parveen.
Good morning to all of you. A girl who is standing behind the podium, this is Shifa from 4:30 p.m. batch. Today is semi-finale round and my topic is poverty in India. So friends, what I am going to say, please try to listen carefully. First of all, I would like to say what is poverty. Poverty is defined as a lack of food, clothes, shelter, and medication, and education, and other necessaries for higher quality of life in the world. When I talk about why is poverty in India, the main causes of poverty in India is that poor agriculture, growing population, and gap between rich and poor, unemployment also, and corruption and black money also. We all know that India is a developing country and its economy is increasing day by day, but poverty is not decreasing. Why? Because of increasing population. That's why poverty has become one of the serious problems in India. In India, it's such a problem that children are begging to eat food in the street. Doing such a thing they should not do, and due to poverty, many children are working shops, dhaba, result of the country is declining in many fields. Lastly, I conclude my speech by saying that according to Mahatma Gandhi, the India would be independent. India would be independent only when the nation is completely free of nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sifa, for taking your point. And now it is time to call the officer. You cannot say that she is the officer, but she is the future officer. She is the very bold, talented, and very knowledgeable girl. So please clapping for Miss Chandni.
Respected sir, seniors, and all my dear friends, good morning to all of you. Friends, as you all know that today our speech competition and our topic is poverty in India. So friends, what I am going to speak, please try to listen carefully. First of all, what is poverty? Poverty is not about enough money. All citizens of people who belongs in low poverty line, they also want to three basic needs. First, three basic needs: roti, kapra, and makan. Yes, my dear friends, they also want to three basic needs. And if I talk about causes of poverty, then many causes of poverty in our India, just like population, illiteracy, and unemployment, and many more. And if talk about population, then due to overpopulation in our India, most of the income is spent consumption, and little income saved for the development of country. That's why poverty happens in our India. And I am very happy to have a government because our government do working in initial time for eradicate of poverty in our India. Yes, my dear friends, I talk about UBI. You all are, and I talk about UBI. What is UBI? Then UBI is a universal basic income, and I think with help UBI we should eradicate poverty of our India from our India, and our government work eradicate of poverty with help of UBI. And the result of UBI, most of the family, most of the children developing day by day, and that's why education is developing day by day. And if education is developed, then poverty is automatically eradicated. And lastly, I'd like to say that conclude my speech. Then I think UBI is the best way for eradicate of poverty, but people should not depend anyone for anything. And lastly, I'd like to say that मुसीबत चाहे जो भी हो, हर आपदा को हथियार बनाना है. मुसीबत चाहे जो भी हो, हर आपदा को हथियार बनाना है. And that's all.
So thank you, Chandni, for delivering your point, and you have spoken very well. But now it is time to call the next speaker. And before call her, I have just remembered a line. I am remembering a line that was written by the Bihari Satsaiya. And the line is that the Satsaiya के दोहरे और देवनाविक का तीर देखन में छोटन लगे घाव करे गंभीर. Definitely, she can be smaller than you, but her speech, her point of view, her thinking quality is comparable to you. So please clapping for Miss Tanya.
Respected sir and all my dear friends, good morning to all of you. I am Tanya from 4:30 p.m. batch. Today I have got an opportunity to speak something about poverty in India. So friends, what I am going to speak, please try to listen carefully. Poverty is one of the most serious problems in India. Many efforts poverty in India. Many efforts have been made to end it, but still seems to be the same. Actually, poverty is such a condition that no one like, and no one want to feel it. It has many faces. A person cannot progress in any field due to poverty. It's not any sir.
वे थे जवाब के साहिल पर मुंतजिर, लेकिन समय की नाव ने मेरा सवाल डुबा गया. So if you come on the podium, so just try to speak your point, because these all are your classmates. So don't be more upset or we can get frustrated. So just try to normally hear, because it is a competition to check your confidence, your knowledge, your development. So now it is time to call the next speaker. She is also a good speaker. So please clapping for Sahista.
Wishing you a very pleasant good morning to all of you. I am Sahista from 4:30 p.m. batch. Today I have got an opportunity to speak something about poverty in India. Poverty is a massive issue to increase day by day in India. Poverty is one of the biggest problem and challenging face problem of India. The state of poverty is measured by the extreme poverty and the absolute poverty.
So thank you, Sahista. You have spoken very well, and your all points are up to the mark. And now it is time to call the boy who is very talented, and his speech is always going to the marvelous. So please clap for Mr. Asif. I think Mr. Asif is not present in the class. So please clap for MD Saf.
Very charming and splendid. Good morning to our respected sir and my dear friends. Today is semi-finale and the topic is poverty in India. At first, I would like to thank our respected sir who has given me an opportunity to speak about poverty in India. So friends, what I am going to speak, please try to listen carefully. we all know that India is a democratic country and it suffers different type of problems, and one of them is poverty. And our topic is poverty in India. So let's first of all we know about what is poverty. Poverty is the state not having enough material possession or income for a person for basic need. Poverty may lead social, economical, and political. Poverty may lead social, economical, and political elements. Absolute poverty is absolute poverty is the complete lack of the means necessary to basic needs such as food, clothing, and shelter. And according to Mahatma Gandhi, poverty is the worst form of violence, and the third of the world people live in India and 37% of the poor people live in India and under the international poverty line, and 42% of the children under 5 years of age are underweight, and most of the poor people live in India in villages, and like Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, UP, and West Bengal are the most poorest areas, and high level of literacy and lack of healthcare facilities also, and to limited access to resources, and are some of the biggest problem for the poor areas. Lastly, I would like to conclude and how to improve poverty in India. Government has taken many schemes like Manrega, and in Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Act, government take jobs for 100 days for the requirement of basic needs, and we should providing food security by 3 meals a day, and make them healthy, and those people who do not have on house to providing houses at low cost, and proper education and health facilities, and that so that they can earn well and take care of his family and live a peaceful life. That's it. This is from my side. Thank you.
तुमने अभी देखा कहाँ मेरे हौसलों का नजारा, तुमने अभी देखा कहाँ मेरे हौसलों का नजारा, हम समंदर से संग लगाते हैं रेत की कश्ती लेकर। Guys, be careful, because I am going to call the boy who is not only good speaker, as well as he is a good explainer, and he is a good philosopher also. His all point is up to the mark and related to the philosophy. And he is the biggest fan of the Rajneesh also, and he just try to explain their own point of view according on the way of the Osho. So please clapping for the philosopher of DIIT, Mr. Pushkar Jaiswal.
Good morning, everyone. Today is a semi-final session, so we all are present over here. So today we are talking about the poverty in India. So I will say this is the poverty fully depend on the economical activity for the any regions. Because their economical activity will be very low, their poverty will be increased. This is a simple formula for the increase or decrease the poverty in the any states. So we will fully focus on the economical activity and economical betterment. So why here question is that why we are talking to Indian context? Why India have been after independence? We have been affected to the poverty because tourism only for tourism. For the we can't make a proper plan to the remove the poverty, and secondly the lack of industrialization, because when is the lack of industrialization in India due to unemployment has increased in India. Nowadays government are doing a well work for the decrease the poverty in India. We have seen the data for Sensex that was approx 10.3%, approx 10.3%, sorry, 12.3% poverty rate is decreased, and nowadays India have 3.6% approx poverty, living the below poverty line in India, but still poverty the 1.1 below the 1 approx 0.1% they are living the still below poverty line. But we said nowadays we have a movement in the industrial sector for the increase the economical betterment, due to they can get the employment for the every person. Every country have maintained the what is the line of the poverty line according to PPP. But India have a $2.5 per day in the poverty line ratio. But nowadays our country have a $1.96 per day in India. So this is awareness, and we will show the focus on the agro sector, especially for the agro and the industrial sector, to increase the economical system, because in economy the only parameter they can remove the poverty in India. Thank you, my side.
So thank you, Pushkar. You have spoken very well. And now it is time to call the next speaker. He is a very good speaker, as well as he is the collection of data. So please clap it for Mr. Sri Prakash.
Respected sir and my senior and my dear friends, good morning to all of you. This is Sri Prakash from DIIT. Today I have got an opportunity to speak something about poverty in India. So friends, what I am going to speak is try to separate. Poverty is a state of condition in which sir, my dear friends, good morning to all of you. This is Sept' from DIIT. Today I have got an opportunity to speak something about poverty in India. So that's what I am going to speak. Please try to listen carefully. Poverty is a state of condition in which a person communicates lack of financial resource and essential for men. If I talk about poverty in India, but we all know that desperately gets industrialization to other development. India is a development country, and few people in India. In India facing this problem, but poverty is the greatest problem in this country. If I talk about the great problem of poverty, unemployment is as the population our country is very huge, so it is very difficult to government to provide a job. Many people are not able to find a job.
Last time I would like to continue to state poverty is the greatest problem in this world, in this country. And so it's my side.
So thank you, Sri Prakash. You have spoken very well. And now it is time to call a speaker from 7:30 batch. So please clapping for Mr. Amit Kumar.
So respected to all of you, me Amit in front of you. Today as a semi-final competitions, and this one has given a topic. So poverty in India. So first of all, what is the first of all listen carefully what am I going to say. Okay. First of all, what is the poverty? So as a according to me, under the people who people they have a hunger, they have not does not have a does have not a proper home, does not have a clothes. So those people are under the poverty. So now I want to say that what is the reason of poverty. So I that's all because they have to listen not carefully. So thank you.
You want slow listen you carefully. I am listening carefully. I am listening carefully. I am impressed with you. I am impressed with you.
Brother, you are a speaker. And it is the responsibility of a speaker to make your speech attractive. When you are speaking on any platform, it doesn't matter the people are listening or not. The quality should be there in your speech that attract the people to your speech. And the identity of a good speaker is that he will never left the stage in any situation, in any condition, without speaking their point. So after that, you should remember that you have to be a good speaker. Then don't be irritated to the anti-social elements. It's maybe because nowadays you are speaking in front of the 50 students. After some days you have to speak in front of the hundreds. After that you have to speak in front of the thousands of the students. There was a time will come when you have to speak the lakhs of the people. And the lakhs of the people cannot listen your each and every point. But you have to make your speech attractive so that all people comes and all people attracted to your speech. So now it is time to call the next speaker, and he is a very good speaker. So please clapping for Mr. Alok.
Respected friend, my dear friends, good morning to all of you. A man who is standing behind the podium, this is Mr. Alok. First of all the best to all my dear friends, my seniors and my juniors. I am going to my speech. Please try to listen carefully. India is a developing country. Our constitution is the largest constitution in the world, and we want to use 5G. But I am surprised when I see the 68% of the Indian population under the poverty line. They earn only $2 each day. I repeat, they earn only $2. If I talk about poverty is one of the serious problem, not for the India in the world. Because you see, it is a cause of disease. It is a cause of many of diseases. Poverty has to face just like corruption and the political violence. Due to poverty, education level, healthcare system are worse day by day. You see, because you are also the part of this. If I talk about what is the percentage of poverty in the world, so 9.5% of the entire world population of the poverty lines. And according to the World Bank, South Sudan is one of the highest poverty rate in the world. if I talk about what the main cause of poverty, because you speak, the main cause of poverty are illiteracy, just like inequality, bad healthcare system, especially for mothers and children. I am from the ago. I watched a movie. The name of the movie is Fear. And the name of the movie is Fear, and I am shocked. Then I am very afraid. After this movie. So I am talking. I last year went to say that, and I end my speech. If you are going to any places with your friends, with girlfriends, with family, if anyone work in that place, don't call Chotu. This is not a Chotu. Okay? And lastly, I conclude my speech. ये वो भारत नहीं जो जहाँ अमीर का बेटा ही अमीर बने, यह वो भारत नहीं जहाँ राजा का बेटा ही राजा बने, यह वो भारत है जहाँ चाय वाला भी प्रधानमंत्री बनता है.
So thank you, Alok. You have spoken very well. And now it is time to call the next speaker. And he is a very good speaker as well as the collection of data. His speech is always different from the others. And I am going to call the boy who is the very laborious and the very good speaker. So please clapping for Mr. Faizan Ahmed.
Good morning, everyone. Myself and my dear all friends. That's me, Faizan, in front of you also. I am on the podium, and we all know that we have selected for the semi-finale, and we have a golden opportunity to speak on the podium to say something about our India. According to India, and the speech of the topic is poverty in India. As we all know that poverty means the things which are basic needs for a person. If we are talking what are the basic things, if we are what's the comparison? If we are thinking about the comparison, if I am comparing with the money that I have nothing to compare with the money, that's not the basic reasons. The basic things that we have comparison for the poverty lines. Basically these are the three basic reasons, basic needs that we have to fulfill the poor people to fulfill their basic needs. That the first is food, shelter and clothes. But nowadays it's 5. If we are talking about what these are 5, then food, shelter, clothes, and education and hospitality. And if we are talking about why the poverty line increasing day by day, but not it's true India is decreasing his poverty line day by day just because of the India is for the previous year he is on the first stage, but he is now in the second stage. And nowadays India will become on the third after a few months. And if we are talking about what are the root cause of they are not improving by themselves because the lack of education. If a poor people educate himself or herself, they can be earn some kind of money. But nowadays they are not earning because of money, because in the his family and his mentality of the poor people, because the family members thought if he in the earlier age he can earn money, they can provide us the food. But that's wrong. If we are, they all are saying that we all know that our of the labor classes of 18, Chotu, all we know that garbage pickers, rickshaw pullers, all as we all know that. But what happen with them? They all are doing this because of lack of education and lack of job opportunities. And today last and also the least about the conclusion. If we are talking about how can we reduce the poverty, if the government should also take so much steps towards to reduce the poverty by providing schemes. But nowadays the rich people taking these opportunities and make rich more and rich and poor making more poor. And if we provide a food to a beggar, rickshaw puller, we do not give any kind of money to them, if we do not kind money to give them, we have to provide some food. If you are just within a month, within a week, you can collect 100 rupees and 10 rupees to 20 rupees. If you provide them food, they can be, but not necessary for all of them. Thank you.
So thank you, Faizan. You have spoken very well. And now it is time to call the next speaker. So please clapping for Miss Kirti Agwan.
Very charming and splendid. Good morning to our respected sir and my name is I am Lily from 7:30 a.m. Today the semi-finale of our speech and we all are here to deliver a speech and our topic is poverty in India. So friend, what I am going to speak, please try to listen carefully. What is poverty? Poverty is a state of little income where a person is unable to fulfill his basic needs like food, shelter, clothes, education, and so on. Poverty is a condition in which a person has lack of financial resources and it is essential for their standard of living. According to World Bank, a person whose daily income is less than $2, they are in poverty time. Cause of poverty. Poverty is not natural; it is man-made. There are so many causes of poverty, but the biggest cause of poverty is population. Lack of employment, opportunities, lack of infrastructure, political instability, etc. Effect of poverty. Poverty can affect the life of a poor family. A poor people is not able to take proper food and nutrition and to take proper food and nutrition and his capacity to reduce work. When a child is born in a poor family, they are more likely to experience a wide range of health issues, health problem, including proper nutrition, chronic diseases and mental health care problems. Lastly, I would like to conclude my speech and say that poverty doesn't mean not having enough food to eat, not having school to go, not having proper job, but it also includes insecurity, lack of power and the respect in the society. Thanks for listening. It's all about my bit. Thanks for listening.
So thank you for your speech. And now it is time to call the last speaker. So please clapping for Muskan from Sept'22.
Poverty is the parent of crime and revolution. It is a highlight as a devastating condition in a large majority of world population. Good morning, respected sir, and all my dear friends. This is Muskan in front of you. Today I am here to deliver a speech on a topic: poverty in India. So India is one of the fast-growing economies in the world, and as we all know that India is a developing country. As we talk about poverty has deliberate each of the point with each 44 people of Indian skipping extreme poverty in every minute as per the poverty clock, but many of them is still living in it. As we talk about India has also help to uplift the significant population out of the poverty. But now in India 73 million people are living in extreme poverty. That is very bad for our country, because poverty is not good for anyone. As I talk about poverty, it's like when a person cannot essentially fulfill their necessary accommodations like food, shelter, clothing, is generally known as poverty. As we all know, it. And no one wants and no one likes to feel like a poor people, but it's a circumstances when a person can feel and do like this. Each statics are prepared, and each and every part of the life, like they give us information about poverty, but it may not decrease day by it may not decrease. It cannot be eradicated from our society. If I talk about how can we solve this problem, so as a human being, first some simple steps so we can solve this problem. First, we have to donate our old clothes to the poor peoples. We have to sponsor education to the poor children. We have to utilize our time by give free education to them. These are some simple steps so we can reduce the poverty level in our country. And last but not the least, poverty is not a social level. It is made by a human being. It is not like it is not a apartheid. It can be created by the human being, and it will remove by the human action. Thank you for listening.
So thank you, Muskan, and thank you all of you for giving your best, and I will pray that you all will speak in the grand finale.
Thank you everyone. Great work. You all my best.